It began with 3 pillars, the foundation for UW Esports, pushing ourselves to greater heights.
Community.
Career. Competition.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of Toronto Defiant Yakpung. Reminiscent of that, of just juggling everyone into the corner there.
Maybe that'll be the game changer here for UW.
Maybe. Oh my goodness, what an angle by Wizard.
Wow. What a shot.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's UW Esports Game of the Week for our Rocket League team. Tonight we have matches featuring our UW team and UT Arlington in the EGFC playoff matches. As you all know and have heard before, our esports program seeks to build and foster community, open doors to the vast career opportunities in the field of gaming, and promote the virtues of healthy competition. Through esports, we are able to communicate with one another, forming and developing digital communities so necessary in the challenging times we are facing. We hope you guys enjoy being a part of our community, and we invite you to get more involved. If you want to do that, follow us here on our Twitch or on our UW Esports Discord server, as well as on our social channels at U of WA Esports. Now, to introduce ourselves, I'm your first caster for the night. My name is Caleb, otherwise known as Hydra K9. I'm currently a freshman studying engineering at the University of Washington.
And I am Hunter, otherwise known as Butter Me Gently, and I am a senior, also studying here at the University of Washington.
Now, Hunter, I know that this is only your second time casting here tonight, but I am excited to get into this with you. Is there anything you're looking forward to from this set of matches here?
Honestly, I'll say I am excited. It's good to hear that you're excited as well. I'm excited to see how our team plays up against this new team. It's always exciting to see how they match up with new teams. I saw last week with Suki how just the UW was able to to adapt to other teams' play style. So watch how they engage, how they study, how they learn, and how they kind of work up into their motion, into their mojo. It's really just a fun time to see.
Yeah, I completely agree. UW is very good at adapting, and they get very competitive late into series, especially when they're on that struggle bus to begin with. I love watching them adapt, and we definitely have not seen much at all of UT Arlington, if not anything. So I am excited to see just how they match up here against this new team. So
Couldn't agree more.
I think without further ado, and to not keep anyone waiting, let's get into game one here. Seeing a pretty decent kickoff here from Arlington, but UW quick on the recovery and playing this off the corner. A dangerous ball already, but played out by Adverse. Interesting card choice here from, I believe it's Toby, and already...
That's going to be very fast. For the first 13 seconds of the match, one for UT Arlington.
That is not something we usually see, but it looked like we just had an awkward rotation there, and Toby got caught on a weird play off that wall, and it just didn't quite work out. And we see an interesting whip there too. He does a little bit on their heels. So with a nice clear down to Toby, a good play forward, a dangerous ball here, cleared out well by Arlington. Ball played high over UW's net. Wizard in an awkward spot here, but Vixie able to play that one to the corner. We've got UW in white here and Arlington in orange, for those of you who couldn't tell. Arlington in control here, playing that flick high. Toby with an interesting miss there. Looks like UW's a little bit awkward to start off game one. What are you noticing from UW here so far, Hunter, that you think is worth mentioning?
This is definitely, as we were saying, UW looking to adapt. Starting off slow here, it's kind of hard to tell if this is generally just them being outplayed with this 1-point advantage from UT on the board, or if they are just kind of warming up, if they're loosening up, if they're still trying to get used to playing to this opponent. Because as we keep going on here, no more points are being racked up. Fight is starting to slow down a little bit, but I'm excited to see how this game matches up for the rest of the match.
Another awkward ball there. Toby not able to get to that one. Looked like he had to avoid a demo there and just not able to recover and get underneath that ball. We already see Arlington up 2 goals in the first 2 minutes of the match here.
Ooh, and Vixie, I believe, with a beautiful goal right there off the bat of the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, quick comeback there, and they are showing they aren't going to go down. Not let that 2-goal lead mean anything to them. Rocket League is a game where really anything can happen in any amount of time, so UW playing to their strength and not letting it get to their heads. Put another one on the board. Awkward ball on the UW's half. Awkward touch there from Arlington as well, but recovered by their teammate. Played into the center, and Toby gets the clear out. A lot of back and forth here so far. No one team really showing too much possession. A nice redirect there from Toby. I do not know who that pass was from, but very nice shot.
Incredibly nice shot, and that's going to bring it up 2-2 here as we have just over 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first round here. UW tying it back up. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, it really is. I don't believe that either team is really outperforming the other. We're seeing good combination plays from UW to get those goals. Vixie playing the first one off the kickoff, and Toby a nice redirect off of a pass. And it looks like I would say 1 or even 2 of Arlington goals were off of just full rotation from UW here. Just the last man getting caught in an awkward scenario. So if UW picks up that defense and tightens up their rotations a little bit, we could see this game go very lopsided very quick.
Absolutely.
This is a nice control here. Good 50 from Arlington playing that ball. Perfect spot there.
Toby with an aggressive setup, not quite going to make it, but
Clear out from Toby there. Played downfield. A good thought there and a good option for Toby to just clear that ball downfield. Looks like he went for the demo as well, probably trying to get their corner boost. Definitely something we see a lot of from this upper level Rocket League is boost steals, and a nice shot there from Vixie off that corner pass. Played down into the net, just out of reach of Arlington. Still a dangerous ball here. But Arlington able to play that out of their corner. Vixie with a nice pass there. A good read from Samba. The ball quickly gotten to by Samba again, I believe.
nice defensive block there from Vixie. Looks like... Wait, I spoke too soon. But
That was a good thought there from Adverse as he brought that ball up and kind of faked the flip reset there and went for the pass down instead. And that definitely put UW on their heels and made it very awkward for them. 40 seconds left here. Arlington down a goal. Do you think it's possible for them to come back here?
if it's going to be tricky. I think it's definitely possible, and I don't think UW should let up at all. They have to keep this intensity up if they want to secure this win, but anything's possible. It can change in a moment's notice in Rocket League.
Yeah, for sure. But we are seeing UW play the defense well, not getting too aggressive on these balls in Arlington's half. As I say that, Toby went up for a bit of a risky aerial. he tends to do that, put me in my place as I try to make comments on their playing. But it looks like it's probably going to work out for UW here. 4 seconds left, ball on Arlington's half. A demo there, they do keep the ball up with 0 seconds. Ball moving over to the corner, a dangerous ball here, but Arlington with 0 boost, and the ball hits the ground. End of game 1, UW up 1 in this best-of-5 series. What'd you think of it, Hunter?
That was a very exciting little comeback there. We saw UT initiate with an early point lead, but UW was able to come back with a 3-2 win. That's the kind of games we like to see. It's just the close matches there and the comebacks. We love those little stories.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good comeback there from UW. They didn't go down without fighting. They didn't let up. And at the end there, I mean, that it could have easily turned away from them, and they could have let that 1-goal lead that they worked so hard for go, but they kept the defense tight, and they managed to secure that win for game 1.
Absolutely.
Anything of significance to note from UW or Arlington in play styles, anything like that seems to be giving one team the advantage over the other?
Not too much that I can see here early on, but I am excited to see how their playstyles kind of merge and adapt here going forward. As they start to kind of get used to each other, they kind of notice each other's playstyles. I'm excited to see if UW can keep up that kind of like oppressive, keep UT defense on their heels and keep the ball in their side of the court. They're going to have to maintain a lot of pressure if they want to secure this lead going forward.
Yeah, I think we should start seeing how they adapt to each other as soon as possible. So let's get into game 2 here. Now, it is something to note. It could be that UW let those 2 goals go very early in game 1 due to maybe some nerves here. Playing in a new league, playing against new opponents, they definitely, I could see why they'd be a little nervous, maybe a little bit of that adrenaline pumping. Let 2 goals up easy and then bring it right back. So let's see if that gets to them as well at the beginning of this game, or see if Arlington brings the pressure here and puts it on them real quick. Touch there from Samba into the middle. A pinch attempt there between Toby and Vixie. I don't know if that was coordinated or not, but it was cool to see. But it doesn't seem to work out for UW. Nice 50 there from Vixie. Actually, I believe that was Wizard there. Both of their cars looking so similar with this white color that they chose.
It really is tricky to keep track.
Now, we didn't see Vixie with a car change at all, I don't believe. I think he was playing the Octane last game as well. So maybe because they won game 1, doesn't want to change it up, doesn't want to change the luck at all. Wizard with a dangerous ball there, a good pop high. And Toby able to get the 50 to the corner, but right into Arlington's hands, played high again. Draining UW's boost here, very smart of them to do. Very dangerous so far, just battering that backboard.
Absolutely. UT doing a great job of keeping the ball in UW's court here, and UW's getting a little bit of pressure back, and here just missing, bouncing up the crossbar there. UW's got to put up some pressure and get the ball back on UT's side if they want to hope to get pressure back on the opposing team here.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not letting up so far. We saw, I believe, instead of scoring that one, I believe it was Vixie that made a save there. I know it looked like a bit of a crossbar, but it was definitely a tough read. I saw Vixie backflip into that one. And we're seeing a lot of very solid defense, just that one example being note. But it's definitely only a matter of time before something happens. Another bad touch there off of UW's own backboard right into the hands of Arlington. A couple of dangerous balls here. UW struggling to get it out of their own half. We've got a player low on boost all the way downfield.
It is close call after close call here. UW is doing a great job of being defensive and making sure these close calls don't turn into anything more severe. But the more these go on, the more hazardous they become and then create a chance for a score from UT.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's only a matter of time with that ball constantly pounding off your backboard, getting your boost stolen, having to aerial up the balls high. Your resources get drained so quickly, and you get kind of out of rotation after so many saves that it's really only a matter of time in a scenario like that a ball gets scored. But UW able to recover and kind of get back into the offensive game here as they give Arlington a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Pretty low on boost, one player demoed. Wizard with a nice soft touch there, good control out of their own half. Something to note for these upper level Rocket League players, they know exactly what to do with the ball and when to do it. We saw Wizard there. Yes, it was a save, but knowing that all of his opponents were all the way in the midfield, very confident in just taking that light touch, playing that ball into his own car, and keeping that control instead of playing it downfield and losing possession.
Very solid defensive play here from Vixie and Wizard. The ball is Pressure's going back into UT's side of the court. See if they can keep it up.
The counter-attack from Arlington here. Toby able to get the clear to the side. Again, with that battering off of the backboard, UW in a weird defensive spot here. Inch off the wall. In a nice spot for Arlington's teammate to get to that one. I believe that was some, but it aerialed up to that. But they aren't really able to make anything of it. 30 seconds left of the match, 0-0. This is so much different of a game than we saw in game 1. The time really flew by. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, I'm in the same boat.
So much more competitive than the game 1 that we just saw. Dangerous ball here. Wizard with a nice clear up high. Toby with a nice touch to the corner. Are we going to see some overtime in game 2? Good high flick.
And it looks like it. Going into overtime here, 0-0 with only a second round. A drastically different tempo than the first round we saw here. Just a straight game of tension here as both teams are putting up a strong defensive play, just unable to score on each other.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. This is definitely tense Rocket League so far. A dangerous ball again. UW really wanting to give me a heart attack here as they just have ball after ball in a dangerous spot in front of their net. A nice clear downfield. Oh, not over the head of Toby, but an awkward touch to Toby that has to be played into the hands of Nava. God, so many so close to the net. It's really hard on the heart. With a nice touch low and a good save from Nava there, not letting that one in. Another nice save again. Toby,
Toby
with the ball off the crossbar.
Off the crossbar.
Oh my goodness. Man, that was UW's opportunity there, and it just comes down to one little ball off the crossbar. And it puts Arlington in the opportunity to come back and score for this one.
3 rapid demolitions in a row.
I don't even know who's still on the field. Nice touch there to the corner. Not enough boost to go for the double, but dangerous as it is. Wizard with 2 nice clears, both in opposing corners. Wizard kind of taking up his spot as the UW's defensive rock here. With a good pinch off the wall. Touchdown for Wizard. A good demo there to open up some space too. Wizard with a pass opportunity, playing the patient ball there, but it goes into the hands of Arlington. With another redirect opportunity, very close there, but Samba with a nice little save. An unfortunate team bump there, putting UW in an awkward spot, but Toby is able to get up there, and it's not enough. As Arlington puts in the final goal for the game to secure it 1-1 in the series.
An unfortunate,
Man, what a crazy game.
Extremely tense. Over 2 minutes into overtime before we saw a single point in that entire round. It was definitely a very defensive game, at least from what I saw. Was there anything that you saw that definitely changed, that would have caused that change in tempo from the first round?
I think definitely something of note was UW's defensive play there. We didn't see them in nearly as many rough rotations, not getting caught in awkward spots on their defensive half, and they were able to keep a solid defense there. We saw many saves from Wizard, some good saves from both Toby and Vixie. And it was so much different on the defensive half for UW there versus game 1. But the same could be said for Arlington. We saw no goals scored from either team throughout the entirety of the match until we got into overtime there. So it's hard to say where this could go going into game 3. The teams were so close in game 2, and the series tied up as it is. It's hard to say who could come out on top.
Absolutely. It is. These are the kind of moments I look forward to because as we were talking about in the very beginning, the teams start to learn each other's play styles, start to adapt to each other. We see here as the game is able to go on for close to 5 minutes, and with just no one scoring, just back and forth. The teams are keeping up with each other so well. I'm excited to see how the game develops here as we go into these next matches.
Yeah, I think we should get into game 3 here. Series tied to 1-1 in a best-of-5 series. Or maybe not. I think we're going to talk about it a little bit longer here. All right, just a little bit of a pause there. Everybody can take a breather after game 2 there being so adrenaline filled and so close.
Let the shoulders relax, get that tension out.
Our glorious production team here giving us a bit of a break that I definitely appreciate. Already UW with an aggressive offense here. 2 very close shots there, both saved very nicely by Arlington.
It's always interesting to see, as an admittedly very casual player of Rocket League myself, and my skills do not hold up anywhere near our UW team, nearly professional team here. Just watching them, how important rotations are, and just the slightest little movements and positionings and momentum and the speed. It's just every little minute detail and minute movement is so critical. Things that it's such a high level of activity.
Yeah, I definitely agree. A dangerous ball there for Arlington. Not quite working out in their favor. But it just goes to show that was a great example of one of Arlington's players. I believe it was Adverse. As I say that, a nice goal scored there from, I believe that was Dixie. Oh, it was. I am incorrect. It was Wizard. Again, their cars are so similar.
They love keeping you on your toes. What can I say?
That save there that we saw from Adverse was a great example of exactly what you were talking about. They were in the perfect spot to make a very nice save off of a very dangerous ball from UW. And if they had not have been in that perfect spot with the perfect amount of boost and the perfect momentum, they probably would not have made that save. It just goes to show an interesting fake there from Samba. Wizard expecting the flick there, and just nothing. Samba chose to roll that one straight into the goal. A very nice fake, and definitely a tough one to be on the receiving side of as a UW player here. Got 2 UW players downfield. Wizard last man back. Dixie with close to 0 boost, choosing to play that ball to Toby. A good pass there from Toby, but intercepted by Sambo. Dixie still low on boost in the midfield. Good pass there from Arlington to Adverse. A double opportunity, not quite enough, but a very close one to say the least. Good control here out of the corner, playing that ball in a perfect spot for Adverse. And Nava with a nice ball off the backboard. Wizard again being that defensive rock, and a nice backboard read to get that ball out of a dangerous spot. The score may be 1-1, 1-2 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this match. Arlington with a weird ball there. It looks like it just slipped by UW's defense. Not quite sure what to make of that one. What do you think, Hunter?
I'm not, yeah, I completely missed it, as I'm sure Wizard did that too. They're probably equally surprised as I am. But it's already a drastically different game that we saw last round, 1-2, with just over 2 minutes left here in the third match. Let's see if UW can pick up its tempo again, or if it's, as I say it, here we go, back up to 2-2.
A nice flip reset there from Toby. Playing that ball, using his flip correctly to just get that ball around the Arlington defense, tying this one up 2-2. Now, I would say that this game looks a lot like Game 2. The competitive nature of it, just how closely matched it's feeling compared to Game 1. It definitely feels more like Game 2 in that scenario, but the offenses have kind of switched on here, as we've seen 4 goals scored in the first 3 minutes of the game instead of 0 goals in the first 5.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Nice touch there. Then the lead up Samba. No, I am incorrect. That was Adverse. And Toby with the ball in the corner, using good control there to get that one out on a nice 50. It's interesting to watch these players. Sometimes it's better to let the opponent hit the ball first than to make the fast play. Unfortunate there from Vixie. A bit of an own goal there. I wouldn't blame him for that one. A tough read from the backboard, and a bit of an awkward spot for the car to be in. And
Those are always the goals that sting the most. There's not a whole lot you can do in that situation. But own going never feels good.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of salt in that wound there. Just finish it off. And another one from Arlington here. Not looking too hot for UW, as they've let 2 goals in less than 30 seconds here.
60 seconds left. That's 60 seconds left, and hopefully UW can match their tempo, and they'll have to put up another 2, even 3 points here in the last 45 seconds.
Yeah, definitely a daunting task for UW, but we've seen them do something just like this before. I wouldn't put it past them here. They've opened up goals. They've made their opportunities matter. But it definitely is a tough one, especially against a team like this that we've seen be so evenly matched as the game's progressed.
Absolutely. We know that both teams here are incredibly competent and skilled, which just comes down to nerves, comes down to timing, comes down to execution.
Yeah, and being able to adapt to your opponent and make of the opportunities that are given to you. Vixie putting one in, 12 seconds left in this match. I don't know if this is possible. It's definitely going to be a nail-biter, to say the least.
I'm excited to see what they're able to come up with the last 10 seconds here.
Dangerous ball played up high. This could be Arlington's opportunity to secure this one. Adverse with a nice ball saved by Vixie. 0 seconds left. It hasn't hit the ground. It's not over yet, but it touches down just in front of UW's goal. And that puts Arlington up in the series 2-1.
No less tense here in the third match than it was in the first two. I will say this is, unfortunately, UW was not able to take away the win for this one, but I am no less excited to go forward. I think they still have a solid chance with these next 2 games, potentially the best of 5. They can come back and win just as easy.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a close one going into Game 4, as they were close all of the games combined. They've been so close so far. And it's really still difficult to pick who's going to come out of this on top. I mean, yes, Arlington is up 2-1 in the series. They're coming off of 2 wins in a row, so that definitely is tough morale-wise for UW. But I wouldn't put it past UW and put it past their skill to bring this back and tie up this series and give us an extra game of Rocket League going into Game 5. I mean, it would definitely be exciting to see.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I noticed, like you were talking about, the offenses are starting to warm up on both sides. We saw more points scored during that third match than the second one. We saw the defenses putting in, we've seen the offenses putting in work. Do you think there's anything that UW has to do to make sure they nail in order to secure that match 4 win and to get into round 5?
I mean, it's really tough to say. Looking at Game 3 that we just came out of, UW, really the only thing that I saw from the goals that were scored on them were nice placement from Arlington, and then that one unfortunate own goal from Vixie. But again, that one was just a ball played well off the backboard in a bit of an awkward spot for Vixie. So I think that UW just needs to kind of circle it in, I guess, on the defense. I mean, it's really hard to say, especially me not being in their shoes and being at their skill level. It's hard for me to say exactly what they should do, but I think maybe just tighten up those rotations a little bit and work on the speed, I guess, would be the 2 things that I would say. Just get to those balls before Arlington does, as we've seen that they can be quite a threat on offense.
Absolutely. That sounds great to me. Let's hope that UW can pull it together here in match 4. And I say let's just jump right into it and see what they can do.
Now we see the Wizard car change. Looks like Wizard has changed into the Fennec there.
I was just getting used to it.
Games. Yeah, I know. But it's going to be a lot easier to tell them apart here as Wizards in a completely different car now. But yeah, I think Wizards playing the Juju there. Oh, very nice save from Adverse there. I don't know how that worked out for them. 4 boost in the tank. They were just kind of coming off of that clear into the corner, and Vixie with a nice shot and just worked out in Adverse's favor. But a nice placement there from Vixie, choosing to play that one low instead of high and catching Arlington's defense off guard. The fire's burning for UW. They've already got 1 goal here in the first 30 seconds.
That's absolutely right. UW is definitely not going down without a fight. They definitely want to see themselves reach match 5, get to that match point, and I'm excited to see how they pull it together.
Yeah, I mean, they are at the disadvantage here, and as I say that, Wizard playing another one, a tough read for the Arlington defense as that came off the top corner. I cannot blame them for letting that one by. It's one of the hardest balls to read in Rocket League is those ones that come off of that upper corner. But Wizard in the perfect spot there to just kind of slot that one in and put them up 2-0, 1 minute down in the match.
Demolition there in UW's corner, gives them the advantage in getting the ball out, but not able to fully secure it.
Definitely seeing Arlington with good offensive pressure here, not letting UW clear it out of their own half. A little bit of an awkward positioning here. We've seen Wizard and Toby basically holding hands down the field there. Don't know what that was quite about. I think Wizard may have been low on boost and Toby was just following, waiting for that 50. But looks like it doesn't quite work out for them as Arlington's able to clear it downfield. One player down, but Toby is there as last man back to clear that ball out. Dangerous ball for Arlington here. Pixie with a nice flick across the net, but no one there to finish that one off.
Pixie with a beautiful handoff to Wizard there, but shot is not able to connect. But UW is keeping up the offensive pressure, keeping the ball in UT's side of the field. And that's all it takes.
UW here, up 3-0. Wow, this is a very different game than we've seen so far. All of the games up to right now have been so close, and we're seeing this one just kind of go in UW's favor. It's been so lopsided so far.
I don't want to say it's definitely Wizard's car change, but not saying it's not.
I think that you are correct there. I'm fairly certain that it's because of Wizard's car change. Just the superstitious players we are as Rocket League players. As I say that, a nice shot there, a good angle from Toby to put that one in the upper bin. Real tough to save, and I don't think anyone from Arlington's defense was back on their rotation for that one. But yeah, I mean, superstitious Rocket League players. Pixie changes the car here. We're already up 4 goals. I think that Wizard needs to be changing his car more often. Arlington definitely has time to bring this game back, and we've seen them score 2 goals in 30 seconds, so who's to say 4 goals in 2 minutes is impossible? Maybe with a nice double opportunity down to Big C. Kicked out by Adverse there. Now, a subtle thing there, but I definitely wanted to comment on a really good use of the power slide from Wizard there to make his car as big as possible, low on boost, and get a preferable wall pinch there, up and out instead of to the side or something else. Just something you don't think of to do with your car until you really master the game and have the hours to really think of something like that.
Absolutely, that's that hours of practice, those hours of grinding, when you start to notice and really master those little texts, those subtle little things that really do in the end just make all the difference.
Awkward there. Wizard, my bad, blocking Kobe's shot there. I'm still doing it even though he changed the car. I think it's just ingrained in my brain now. Dangerous opportunity there, but Wizard able to get to that one in the air. Now 1 minute left. This is definitely looking much harder to do if you are Arlington. Ensemble with an opportunity to put one on the board, but Wizard, again, solid rock on defense. A nice clear there off of the backboard. A good read to stop that double opportunity. With a pass opportunity, a good fake there. Don't know if it was meant to be a fake, but it worked out, catching 2 Arlington players off guard, but they aren't able to capitalize on it.
A lot of very strong offensive pressure from UW here as we just crossed over the last 30 seconds of the match. It's looking like more and more as time goes on. It might be a 4-0 shutout in the fourth match here, but
yeah, it's 15 seconds left. I mean, it's definitely not possible, I would say, for Arlington to bring this one back, but putting one on the board to finish off the game can definitely change the mental aspect going into Game 5. But nailing the coffin here, coffin, I didn't say coffee, I don't think, nailing the coffin here as Toby puts one more on to finish off Game 4, and that's going to be it as the ball hits the ground off kickoff.
wow.
Now that is a very different game of Rocket League than we saw from Games 1, 2, and 3. What do you think about it?
Absolutely an incredible show. It's definitely going to be a confidence boost to UW here going forward, but 5-0 game in match 4 does not mean that the full game is a victory. They definitely still have to pull everything together and execute well on this last match as we move forward to secure the victory. Right now, it is anybody's game. We've seen both teams put forward a strong effort, offensively and defensively. It just comes down to these final moments, who can execute well.
Yeah, and the mental side of Rocket League is definitely a huge aspect. These players, they've all got the mechanical skill. They've all worked their hands on the controller for long enough to know exactly how to move their car exactly the way they want to and control the ball how they want. So it really comes down to the mental side of things. Are your rotations solid? Are you making good decisions? And going into a game with that much confidence can really be a team's downfall. They can really struggle if you get too big in the head going into the final game of a series. So Arlington definitely has a very good opportunity here. If they stay calm and collected, not let that big loss get to them, they can definitely bring this back and secure the series.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. We've seen how well each team has been able to execute on the skill side of things. We know that they each have the talent. It all comes down to the mental game and the attitude here. And it's not every day that we get to see a 5th game in a best of 5. So I'm excited to see how these teams are going to compete as we reach the end of the series here.
Yeah, I mean, not to brag about UW, but we don't see many series go this long. They tend to end a little quicker than that. We're not going to talk about any of the losses, but mainly the wins. But
Absolutely.
I think we want to see what UW does in a game 5 right now as we get into it.
Let's jump right in.
Yeah, it's definitely a rare sight to see game 5 in our series. UW is a very volatile team, is what I'd like to call it. They're either very on top of it and have games like the one we just saw where they're winning complete shutout, 5-goal leads, and we also see them get that handed right back to them and lose by upwards of that many goals, and so it's interesting to see them in a game 5 at all.
Absolutely. And I know personally as a viewer, I think Game 5s are probably my favorite things to watch. It's the most tension, it's the most back and forth. It's really just the best story, the comeback victories, the long drawn out dramatic matches. I'm excited to see match 5 here.
Ooh, a well-placed ball there from Nava, playing that around 2 UW defenders to put one on the board, and already it's possible that UW is getting it in their own heads and letting that confidence of game 4 get to them. Dixie with a nice redirect there, though, to put another one back. They are not letting up, not giving them any space on game 5 here. No secure leads for Arlington is what UW is saying here.
Absolutely. A beautiful back and forth. It's constantly just shifting back and forth into each team's favor, and it's honestly amazing to see. I keep saying it, but it's definitely the truth.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a very close series and a good one to cast, a good one to watch. All of you viewers should feel very lucky to be watching this game right here because this is definitely good Rocket League. Redirect opportunity, but no one there to get to that one. As the ball is played back downfield into UW's half. Toby with a bit of a weird touch there, Dixie able to get that one off the ball. Never mind. Awkward ball there. I don't think the Arlington player was quite expecting that one to be missed by Vixie. Ooh. Dangerous ball from Vixie there, saved by Nava. Seen a couple of very nice saves from both teams so far. Toby with a smart touch there, out to the corner. Vixie playing into the corner as well. Definitely something to note from these players, something that if you haven't already started, if you're getting into Rocket League, a big thing on defense, don't clear that ball straight out into the middle of the field because you're just playing that right back into the offense's hands. You're playing that out in the center of that field. Play it to your corners, play it to the side, give yourself some time to flex and boost, give yourself some time to make those clears instead of playing it right back into the hands of that offense.
Hold on, yeah, I'm going to write that down real quick.
Yeah, feel free to take notes. I wouldn't recommend taking them from me, but if you want to, you can. Double opportunity here, a dangerous ball. Played underneath Toby there. A very nice shot from Adverse.
Definitely nice shot. Wizard just not quite fast enough to get his body there to save it. And moving into just past 2 minutes and 30 seconds, UT Arlington up by 1 point. Wizard, they're going to try to secure that tie again, but unable to make it. And UT pushes the ball back into UW's side.
Chasing Wizard here in the demo opportunity for the squishy save. Not quite necessary, but definitely a good thought there. Actually playing that ball down to Wizard, a 50 opportunity, but Nava plays it low and underneath Wizard's car. Toby with a bit of a miss there. Definitely something we've seen from Toby so far. A couple of weird whips from Toby in all of the games that I've seen so far. Possibly the car choice, using the NASCAR instead of something that he's used to. Another goal on the board for Arlington here. It's looking tough for UW. Definitely just step it up here on the offense to bring this one back.
Absolutely. Still a minute and 40 seconds left. Plenty of time for UW to secure that comeback. It just comes down to them executing. And
definitely a tough one there. Adverse with a good choice. Going for the flip reset and instead following that ball down. And it looked like Samba was there to try for the demo attempt, putting Vixie or Wizard, I didn't quite see who it was, in a tough defensive position and just not able to get to that one. Now it's looking real rough for UW here. Minute left, just over a minute left. Down 3 goals. We're seeing them in a even harder spot than we saw Arlington in as we approach this threshold. Ball nice and high there, but Samba's able to recover and get to that one. Good pass slot there from Vixie, but Wizard I don't believe had enough boost to get to that one, and I'm correct. 22 to 10. Not quite enough to get to that one, and a nice pass off the wall, and Vixie with a nice read into the net.
Vixie holding strong with the 2 goals. It's going to require perfect timing, perfect execution, perfect play from UW's side here, but I think it is definitely possible. 45 seconds left here in the 5th match for UW to come back and put another 2 points on the board.
Yeah, and then 30 seconds left, 2 goals. We saw Arlington do it 2 games ago, which means it's definitely possible for UW here. UW put many on the board last game, so we can't put it past them to score these 2 goals to tie this up, give us some overtime. As I say that though, no man back, Nava with a 3 open net here, and I think that's going to be it.
That might be
Nava puts in 3-goal lead.
Nava with a very open and strong offensive push there. It's hard to work past that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a rough rotation from UW, a bit of a miscommunication or low boost. But one more goal on the board, I don't think it's going to be feasible for UW to bring this one back. And as I say that, ball hits ground. End of series, Arlington winning that one 3-2 in that best of 5. What do you think of it, Hunter?
I think definitely there at the end we saw when Nas was making that hard offensive push, there was just nobody back there on UW's side to make a safe defense. It comes down to those minute mistakes, those minute moments. Operating at that level, when any lapse in judgment or any slight mistake, the other team is just going to be there to capitalize on it. And if you make enough mistakes like that, it just UW is unable to come back with it. And sometimes that happens. We just have those kinds of games.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a wise comment. Definitely a big part of Rocket League. One mistake, 30 seconds, a minute previous can really lead to a goal all the way down the line. You miss one boost pad, you miss one boost pickup, you don't get the demo you want, and way down the line in the game, that's going to come back to bite you. And I think we saw a bit of that there for UW in Game 5. But it's definitely not something to be disappointed at as UW viewers, as that was a very good series, very close altogether. Even Game 5 was very close, and both teams competed very well.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Both teams competed extremely well. I think they should both be very proud of putting on such a good show. I thought it was a very entertaining series of matches, and I much prefer a round of 5 matches than an 0-3 blowout. I think that UW put up a great fight.
Yeah, I'd much rather see a lost series in 3-5 on that last final game than UW win 3-0. I mean, even this is more exciting than that, and it was definitely fun to watch. If you had to pick for both teams from this series, who do you think you could call maybe an MVP or just someone that you saw perform very well from both teams?
Ooh, definitely I saw, probably from the UW, I saw Vixie put up a lot of points. I know I believe it was Vixie in the last match there, he put up the only 2 points, kind of kept UW in the game. I don't remember who put up, I think it was a pretty mutual effort from the rest of the UW squad offensively, at least as far as scoring points go in the other matches. I think all around they played very solid. Like you were saying, Wizard put up a very good defensive fight. saved a lot of balls from UW's goal. I know on UT Arlington, Naza Nava, yeah, put up a lot of very strong offensive plays. Really, just I think all around, both teams are very well rounded and they're extremely well balanced and constructed, which is why they're able to operate at such a high level. What about you?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I definitely think for UW, I'd have to go with Wizard. I'm a big fan of those defensive plays, and it's always fun to watch Wizard kind of be that rock on the defense. But I completely agree. Vixie had a very good offensive game, and we saw lots of good shots from Toby as well. So it is definitely hard to pick. And from Arlington, I'd have to go with Adverse, as we saw at least in Game 5, a lot of very good goals coming out of Adverse and good options and using their noggin to really think about how they want to play those balls. We saw lots of good fakes from Arlington's have, and lots of good opportunity plays from Arlington as well. And I think that a lot of that stemmed from Adverse.
Absolutely, an incredibly talented player. Not to say that any of them are less so. These are all incredibly skilled players, but Adverse definitely put up a very strong series of games today.
Yeah, and I think with that, we can say congratulations to UT Arlington in that match. Definitely a very good series to watch and very fun Rocket League to cast over. Thank you so much for all of you for joining us on our University of Washington Twitch channel tonight and spending your valuable time with our production crew, players, and talent. We know you don't have to come out here and watch, and we're happy that you do. Remember to check us out at U of WA Esports on most platforms. That includes our Twitter, our YouTube, our Twitch, and so on. And join the Discord if you are interested in joining the volunteer team, getting behind the scenes, and getting involved. And with that, have a great night.
Have a great night, everyone.
Just